basketball wives. I don't think they want
Can
what you
can
saying they
can
want.
can I comment now?
Absolutely.
So, personally, because a lot in the society and culture in general has changed from when I was a teenager, and now I'm going to be 34 this year. Um, so number one, a lot of people are not comfortable with giving compliments. I've always been the type that if I'm gonna give a compliment as it's due. If I see someone a woman who is pretty, I'm going to tell her, "Dang, you're very pretty." Not a lot of women are comfortable doing that, and I'm not meaning anything sexual by it. I'm just giving you props where props are due because sometimes you never know who you can affect. But not a lot of people are comfortable doing that. So when you were saying that you had positive posts on your page and you're trying to give out information with stocks and just put people on because people perish for lack of knowledge. You trying to put people on and build people up, though you may not have seen them being receptive of that because they didn't like your post or they didn't comment on it. It doesn't mean that they were not taking that in and that they were not taking notes. It's just a lot of people aren't comfortable with giving that admiration to positive influence. They rather like the negative, the drama, all that BS because that's what's in. That's what society approves of nowadays. Because when people try to be positive and good, then they get called simps and all that other extra stuff because that is how society is grooming people to be nowadays. That's my personal opinion.
I want to go there forever with you. I do, but I can, but and we'll pick up on that. My delivery, it's going to change over time. It's just that I believe that the initial delivery captured attention, and once the attention is captured, I can kind of like bring in the underlying issues
Yeah,
as far as what I'm really trying to do, because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I mean, if but at the same time, I don't want nobody not listening either,
of course.
not learning and not, and most of what I talk about in all honesty is for a younger, like I talk to us, but I'm really aimed at hoping that the education goes to a younger generation because our generation has already made all the mistakes that I mentioned. So if we can talk about these mistakes, the younger generation can look and say, okay, okay, I'm not really going into these. They can may learn, learning from a person's mistake. But I didn't really want to get into my delivery because that ain't changing no time soon. My apologies.
I get
But
it. I get
right,
it.
so what I kind of want to talk about is this is W Coffee Talks Valentine Day edition. And I'm gonna go live again when it's time for me to reward some young ladies or a young lady with a Valentine that she wasn't expecting. So I want to get to know what is it about, like how do black women of today want to be loved? Like how do they want to be courted? How do they want to be approached? We don't know these things because it seems like everything that we're doing is wrong.
Purple, you want to go first?
I always find this question hard to answer because I can only answer what I want.
Try not to.
And it seems like everything I want is contradiction to what these lists that black women want are. Um,
So
I like
let me
coffee
put it this way. Let me
dates.
put it
I
this
like
way. Let me put it this way. When I speak, I don't, and people say, "Oh, I'm not your type," or "You don't like people like me," and this and blah blah blah. They don't understand that I'm not speaking in terms of me personally. I'm speaking in terms of I got friends. I've been all over the United States, and I've talked to so many different people, and I'm 43 years old. So over time, I've met a lot of people, and there's so many commonalities when you speak with a lot of people that I can give a general consensus of what the average male thinks. So when I ask a question, it's like,
And that's and I get what you're saying, but that's why I say it's hard for me to answer because all my friends are married. Does that make sense?
okay, so you have friends who know what they want and need and desire and how they want to be approached. So share that knowledge,
Yes.
even if it's yours or someone else's or what you've heard. Like, we're in the mall. How would you like for a guy to approach you if he wants to approach you? Because I can tell you from a guy's standpoint, in this day and age, we're so at almost at a point where we're afraid to approach females because they're so aggressively, like, they think it's almost cool or in to diss him or to, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen people say,
Yeah,
"Hey,
I get what
beautiful,"
you're saying.
and they kind of see that as whack because everybody calls them beautiful. So now it's like they don't even want to be called beautiful no more. What do you call them?
Can I comment on just that part? Just that part. I don't
Mhm.
I don't well, I can't say I don't think well, me personally, I'm not a rude I try not to be a rude person. I try. If a man if I'm out and a man sees me and says, "Hey beautiful," or makes a comment, like you're pretty or whatever the case may be, naturally, because I have manners and common courtesy, I am going to say thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I don't have to be rude. I don't have to be like, "Oh, I ain't trying to highlight." I don't have to do anything. Naturally, I'm going to say thank you and I'm going to keep it moving because it's not that type of
Yeah.
party. But I don't think that it's the women that they don't want to be called beautiful because they are tired of being called beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong, if I'm with somebody and all they keep talking about is how pretty I am and how beautiful I am, that shit get aggravating. Excuse my French. But okay, can we talk about something else? Like, you don't need to constantly say it, and it's not that I'm trying to be rude about it, but I don't and just me, like, granted, I appreciate compliments, but when you're just steady doing it like every every second or every minute, then I'm gonna be like, all right, bro, like, okay, it's not now it's you don't went overboard. So I don't think that it's so much about women hear all the time, they're tired of hearing it. They just they're not courteous. Like, people aren't courteous. You weren't taught to
Mhm.
say thank you. Someone holds the door for you, you say thank you. You weren't taught to give people personal space. There's certain things that, and not even to say that you had to be taught, because some of that just comes naturally. People nowadays in this generation lack that common courtesy.
Hmm.
That's all I gotta say.
Mhm. Yeah. But as far as being approached, stopping or walking past me and saying, "Hello, beautiful," I'm completely fine with that. Um, if you don't have nothing else to say after that, or don't say something like, "Can I stop and talk to you for a minute?" or "Can I get your number?" Like, give me more than, "Hey, beautiful," because I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm gonna say thank you. But if I'm in the mall or something like that, I'm probably with my kids. So I'm gonna say thank you and I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna know you're interested. So maybe politely ask, can you have a conversation with me? Something like that.
So I have a major issue, right? I have
Okay.
or concern, and I saw something earlier today, and it made a lot of sense. Um, it's like, are women? First of all, let me put this statement out here: men only do what they do to attract women, right? Men who don't buy
Hmm.
Ferraris for other men, they got Ferraris. They buy Ferraris because the women think that they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I look at the black culture, the black community, the village, I'm trying to figure out why so many grown men are trying to look like young the young kids. I mean, with the with I seen so many men with skinny jeans. I'm talking about like they and I look at the other cultures as you mature, their attire mature, their the whole way they carry themselves mature. It's like if you look at us, we look like a bunch of rappers. Are the women and women are attracted to this clearly because they all got a lot. Are women not allowing men to grow up? Or our lioness not allowing why are our lioness not allowing men to grow up?
Because what's
I,
fed
I,
into through the propaganda or culture.
media, all that.
But
But I
media, we
think
don't
it's
date
starting to
media.
turn around. I think
How?
it's starting to
You
turn around slowly because you
you
see
said media
more
what?
and more on social media acknowledging like the salt and pepper gang, men and
Right.
women dressing classy.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to slowly change back in the upswing to where it should. Um, I don't know because I've never been attracted to any of that foolishness.
Sagging pants. That's a
Yeah, I
turnoff.
always got in trouble. I always got in trouble as a young adult by my daddy because I was always attracted to older men
So
because they could dress,
so Sharon
because they were
in the
intelligent.
comment section, she said some of it is sexy to her.
The sagging
That's the
pants.
Not all the time.
I'm telling you,
Sagging pants
these
ain't
older
sexy ever.
guys, these older guys, like me, in all honesty, I'm just a hat guy. And I've always been like a fitted cap guy. And it's something I just carried as if I got locked in prison and came out and I just kept on wearing fitted caps. But I also want to get in fedoras and I want to get my fedora game up. But it's like there's not really a push in our society from the all from our counterparts to be mature. I would have been bought a fedora. If you two would have said, or if I felt like every chick or majority or even half of the chicks or a lot that make a difference was like, oh, he's looking, he want to be young, he trying to boo 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 boo. I would have stopped buying fitted caps a long time ago or snapbacks a long time ago, and I would have jumped into a fedora because I don't want to be looked at like that. But because nobody looks at us like that, we don't get to properly mature like other cultures do. Look at the
But
grown
I
men
don't
in
think
other
that
cultures.
that's true.
Do you still see 43-year-old white men dressing like the Backstreet Boys?
But why do you need someone else's, a woman, but someone else's period? Why do you feel like you need someone else's validation for you to be comfortable? If me, the type I like a I don't like an arrogant personality, but I like a cocky personality, especially my man. I like my man to be cocky. I want my man to be comfortable in his skin. That if he walks out in a fedora, or if he walks out in a suit and tie, or even just dress pants, slacks with a nice shirt, and we're going out, like we're going walking down downtown or something, like he is that comfortable in himself that it doesn't matter what anybody else is wearing around him. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks because he is comfortable. You don't need anybody else's validation to tell you, oh, I'm going to bring a fedora. Because guess what? You might wear that fedora and outfit be fire. Next thing you know, now other people starting to wear it because they're like, well, dang, I've never seen it worn like that. You have to put it out there so people can see something different, and then their mindset will change. Don't worry about looking for people's validation.
So I'm going to get me a whole collection of fedoras. I don't care what anybody feel. That's just what I want because I'm a hat guy, and then I'm a more mature gentleman, and I'm really
Do
striving
it.
for. Oh, I am. I'm really striving
Definitely
for
do
like
it.
for the past maybe like 6 or 7 years, I've been really on a gentleman kick. Like things I do in the form of a gentleman. Like even when I go out and have a drink, I have a gentleman's drink. When I talk to guys, if they're not, I up their game to a gentleman level, or we ain't vibing like that no more. So, but everything a man does is still, and this is the education for you. Like I understand you saying if you feel comfortable with yourself, blah blah blah. Everything a man does, I tell you right now, majority of the things that a man do is for a woman.
But they need to get out of that. And I get if that is your partner, because when you're in a relationship, a partnership, it's about compromising. I'm going to compromise with you, vice versa, whatever, because obviously, if we're together and we're building together, there are going to be times that we have to compromise with each other because everybody just ain't perfect, and you ain't gonna like some things, I ain't gonna like some things, but that's what we do when we are together. But men need to get out of that thought process of, oh, I need to be like this, that, and a third for someone to like me, because you'd honestly be surprised. Okay, yes, a lot of these younger generation, the women that be talking about, they need to be wined and dined for a man to for them to know a man like them. They like that type of stuff, but y'all don't like those type of women. So why are you trying to impress that type of woman, knowing that that's not the type of woman you want to settle down with?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, a man still want a piece of peach cobbler. And there's women that gonna like the ball cap. There's women that's gonna like the t-shirt with the skinny jeans or whatever these people be wearing now. And they or the nice cars. There's women who see a nice car and like that man can go from zero to a 10 in certain
Hmm.
situations simply because of his car. I've seen it over and over and over again. If a man could get a supermodel and a Pinto, he would never purchase a Lamborghini. They would go out of business. It's just it's the education is what men do is to attract women. It's gonna always be like that because there's some women that may not like it, but there's a lot of women that are liking these dudes and these grown men in these skinny jeans and these little shorts that look like they still in elementary. But the hoochie daddy shorts, these men are now. I can understand you working out. You need some room, but these hoochie daddy shorts and these skinny jeans with the ripped jeans, the pants so tight you can't even put a wallet in your pants. Women are liking that, and like Sharon said, she said, "Jay, is it wrong with keeping up with the style?" So I hear what you young
You can
ladies are
style
saying.
though and still be short.
Yes.
I hear what you're saying, but it's a
Because
lot of women that
when
don't
you
care
say
about the maturity.
when you say right, but when you say hoochie daddy shorts, for me, the mature man in hoochie daddy shorts is shorts that don't come below his knees with a belt and a polo. It's the same. It gets me the same excitement that a girl that likes hoochie daddy shorts is looking for.
Yeah, but I'm really big on the skinny jeans. So let me ask you: do women like to be youthful as long as possible?
Yes, but that's
What do you mean
what
useful though?
society tells us.
Youthful as long as possible. Like the
It's
post that I
okay
saw
for you
earlier,
Looks?
to
act, looks, mentally, psychologically. Like I know they want the money
Ah,
that comes with growth and maturity, but the post earlier said that the older women and the younger women are fighting for the same type of man.
who?
whoever
Unless
said
we
that was
all
real
fighting for
ignorant.
men over 40 with salt and pepper beards, I don't see how. If they're
That's
fighting
how
for the
the
same men that we're fighting for, they're fighting for y'all because of because of your income base, because they think y'all gonna be able to take care of them. They looking
but
for the ditties. They looking for men like that. If we're fighting over the same men, because I definitely don't. I won't even date anybody under 35, and low key, I won't date nobody under 40.
I've seen women,
And most of the women in my circle are the same way.
I've seen men who were six-figure men in a polo t-shirt, well, a polo shirt, and pair of
Mm-hmm.
khakis and just a nice little pair of dress shoes, and get ignored by very nice looking female, but that female looks at this dude with this designer t-shirt on, these skinny jeans on, all these gold chains on, and the watches on, and she's saying that's the guy. But that guy made 30,000 to 40,000 a year.
But that's her mentality. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times I understand men are visual. So they're looking at what she looks like and they're physically attracted to it. If they ever had a conversation with her mentally and financially, for.
Right, but she's the majority.
She is the majority. She's the majority because
That's what I'm saying.
that goes back to everybody.
Is
Not everybody, but nowadays it's more about appearance. It's more about appearance, keeping up with the Joneses, wearing all the styles. You said the man with the, six figures, but he's dressed like a gentleman, low key. She's not gonna look at him because she doesn't have that instilled in her. Because if she was mature and
it's not
on that
flashy
level
enough.
to where she's like, it be exactly. But when if she was on that level to where she's like, okay, I want to settle down, I want to start building. I don't. What do I want somebody that's out here with all these chains and skinny jeans and like you're causing attention to yourself? Those are people that want to be seen. I don't care about being seen. I care about establishing my future. And if I have children, setting something up so I can leave something to my children. Not a lot of people have that mentality because everything is about
But
appearance. Everybody wants to be seen.
and the other thing is the women that have that mentality that probably wouldn't have passed up that man don't get approached. They don't approach those women. See those women are out with their girls, paying for their own drinks in the same places where these men go to cigar bars all the time. I've never been approached. And it'll be a bunch of single men in there. And I'm nicely dressed. My makeup is done, earrings. I'm what I would consider gorgeous. But because I'm handling my own, and maybe that's why, because I'm not looking desperate and naked and all of that, I don't get approached. But the woman hanging out at the getting sloppy drunk, that's half drunk, is who they approach.
I mean, like I told you, they still want peach cobbler.
And that's all it's good. That's all. That's
I
all
get
it's
it.
good for.
But
Because half
it's
these
just
That
like
people.
ain't all they
somebody said
want.
on my
I'm
timeline
just
today.
saying.
Somebody said on my timeline today, ladies, can you afford to take a man on the type of date that you're asking to? You know, there was like 300
Yes.
women on there that said, yeah, they can. And almost half of those women I know for a fact are single.
They wouldn't be lying on social media.
Y'all, but you know
They
what?
can afford it, but they won't do it.
No, and I commented. I said the fact that the majority of y'all men think that women cannot afford the same date that they expect y'all to take us on, that makes me wonder what type of women are y'all really used to dealing with?
Yep.
Well, we're used to dealing with the poorest women in the country
Why?
outside of outside of the Native American,
Why?
because that's just what that say. African Americans are the poorest people in the United States after actually the black woman is the poorest person in the United States after the Native American woman. That's just what the
Now
stats
we're
say.
we're
So
also
when
the
you
most
deal,
educated.
I
So
ain't
please
saying
explain that one.
everybody. I'm not saying everybody.
I think you mean
I'm
just
not
as
saying
a
everybody
whole.
either, but I'm saying
I'm saying
the black woman is the most educated person on the planet. So how are we the poorest?
she's she's the most enrolled.
But I will say because in this society, though we are educated, the white man try to keep us
That is
under
true.
because
That is
they
true.
don't want us to succeed. So you can have a great education and could be worth six figures, but the white man gonna make sure they do anything in their power to keep you from getting them six figures.
That's true. You're right.
All I'm saying is that we're dealing with a very when it comes to finances, inadequate culture. So when you say the type of women that men deal with, even if they're not impoverished financially, they're impoverished mentally. They may have grown up this way and got themselves in a situation where they are making a little extra than what they normally make, but they're still mentally impoverished. That's why you see so many women so many lionesses in the village that have children and they don't look at the daddy. Either they ain't with the daddy, they ain't with the father no more, or the father is to their standpoint a deadbeat, or it's, oh, I made a mistake, I'll never go back there again. But you gave your best years to this dude that had the skinny jeans on, but he didn't have nothing outside of the skinny jeans. And a man is trying to get the peach cobbler. He's trying to get the peach cobbler.
So, but what are they looking for while in trying to get the peach cobbler? Because maybe that's the problem.
And they just as bad though. They just as bad because you saying that the
So,
men
so,
want the peach cobbler. You know this is not somebody that you want to settle down with, but you're giving your best years. You're giving your best years to somebody that you know you
Yep.
are not
who, us?
men. You're giving your best.
No,
Yes. How is it?
we season late. We don't season
No,
early. Early
man, listen with
women
that.
best years are earlier. They tend to fade later. Men like men are more valued upon the size of their assets. Women are more valued on the beauty aspect of it. And even the grip in the walls and the lubrication that comes naturally in the peach
I
cobbler.
don't.
So
I can't. It depends, but it depends on what type of woman you are dealing with. It really does. Really does because if to hell with the money, to hell with the money because you can be making six figures, but if you are mentally exhausting and draining my energy, fuck them six figures.
so how much money should a black male make annually? Let's look at it. To be for a black woman, let's find out how much money should, because let's not act like money don't matter. Because if that's the case, it wouldn't be these great personality people who are homeless would have wives. How much money annually should a black male make
They
that wants
do.
to date
They
the
got
average
more
black
wives
woman?
than the men with the money.
That ain't answering the question. How much money
What's the
should a black male make to date? Because we're trying to learn how to date the average black woman. What is the annual revenue?
See, but it seemed to me it seemed like you might be talking to two women who ain't average. And why I say that is because we got beliefs that are like very mature. We gonna be
Jewel, how
on
much should a man make to date you?
honestly,
We're
60,000?
not even talking about the average woman. I'm just talking about you.
honestly.
60,000.
I
Jewel
mean,
first.
really.
Don't put no numbers in her head. Let her figure her own number out.
So okay,
How much money should a man make to date you?
now it depends. It depends because do you have children? I've dated men that have had children.
Mm.
I don't have children. So, mind
I need a
you,
number.
I mean, it just depends. Like it no, when I say it depends, it really depends because it's like I can say, "Oh, 60,000," but if you have a mortgage
Jewel, how much
payment
money does a man need to make to date you?
enough to take care of his needs and his
I need a
wants.
number. I just need
I
a
can't give
number.
you that enough to take care of their needs and their
Because there's
wants.
homeless men that their needs are met by the little money they collect on the side of the road with a cardboard sign.
You're right, but
I'm
guess
talking
what?
about
If them
Jewel.
homeless people, and don't get me wrong, because I look out for the homeless, I do. But at the same time, if you can go stand on a corner in this hot heat for hours, then why you can't try to go apply that and do like a labor job or something, you are
Would you
people
help
are
him
in the
if he wanted
state
to date
because
you? Would
they
you help
choose to, huh?
Would you help him find a job if that homeless man wanted to date you? Mm.
But now hold on, because why are you homeless? Are you homeless because you have like mental health problems? Like it's more to it. Like you can't just say, "Oh, I'm homeless because," I mean, I can understand if you're like, "Oh, I'm homeless because my house burnt down. I lost everything. So at this moment right now I'm homeless, but I'm aspiring to get a job and get back where I was going." Like I wouldn't turn, not to say I would date that person, but I'm not going to shun somebody that has that type of mentality that, yeah, I know I'm at a low place right now, but I'm striving to get up there. People are too complacent in in that low stage. They don't do anything to change it. So if you're not going to do anything to change it, get out of my face. Like, no. But I have, like, so for instance, I was talking to somebody a few years ago. They had a job when we first met, wound up getting COVID, was off for 2 weeks, took off a little bit longer, so they lost their job. Okay, cool. I get it because I know you've had a job. But now I see it's a month later, you're not even trying to get a job. You want to be hanging out with your homeboys, drinking and smoking all day. Nah, bro. Bye.
So what if he did end up getting a job? You know, McDonald was hiring for like $12 an hour at one point. He got a job, McDonald's. So
That's fine because you never know. You work hard enough, you might become a manager, and then you could become a store owner. You never know.
what if he's satisfied
If he,
with the job? What if he's satisfied at? You know what? He's nobody bothers him. He's at peace. You know, he gets his few dollars. He can pay the utilities if you ask him to, and he's like, I'm good.
you ain't moving in with me. You talking about pay utilities if he asks him to. What utilities where?
So it goes back to the question: how much does a man need to make to date you, Jewel?
And like I said, enough to take care of your priorities, your wants and your needs. I ain't nobody. You gotta have. I'm not. I need you to have your own place. I
Mhm.
need you to have your own place. I need you to have your own car. I ain't saying you gotta have a foreign car. I ain't saying your car gotta be brand new. I need you to have your own car. I need you to have your own money, because don't come over here trying to take from my pockets for your priorities because you don't spend your money on foolishness. That nah, we ain't doing that. So that's why I'm saying it depends on the type of, on the responsibilities that said man has to determine the amount of money. Because if, like I said, if I say $60,000, but your mortgage payment is taking 30 of that, then your car payment is taking another 15, like, and I'm talking about just on a yearly basis, then you have your utilities and all that. If you're living above your means, and I've said, oh, all you need to make is $60,000, you're living above your means. You don't ever see that because you live in paycheck to paycheck. So if you're living above your means, and this is somebody who I am interested in building with, how we building if I'm the only one that's putting in? You have to make enough money to be able to take care of your priorities, your wants, and your needs. I don't think there's any, for me, I don't think there's a limit, as long as you know how to manage your shit and know what you're doing. But
So
that's just me.
so his grandmother left. His grandmother passed away. You know,
Hmm.
she got an old shack. You know, because it's like the house is like 80 years old.
Hmm.
Um, he lives there. The car, you know, he got a 99 Tahoe. You know, box body, whatever.
I like
Ain't got no
Tahoes.
ain't got no payments on it. Got some
I like Tahoes.
got some old dingy um, some old dingy 22-inch rims on it from when back in the days in the 99 and the 2000 when it was popping. He ain't got
Finish.
no car note. He ain't got no rent. He ain't got no mortgage. And that job at McDonald's is enough to pay his utilities, his cell phone bill. He can buy groceries, and he is the best fry cook they ever had. He's comfortable there. $25,000 a year. He can do that. But he saw you, and you were the most gorgeous golden brown curly hair, smile, full lips he's ever seen in his life. And he wants to be his wife.
How old is this man?
It don't even matter.
It do.
Especially if you want me to be
It's
your wife.
whatever age. It's whatever age she dates. That's what age he is. That's his layout. He can take care of himself. He ain't got all that mortgage. He ain't got no car notes. He got that 99 Tahoe. It smoke a little bit, but he don't pay on it. He know how to fix it himself. And he sees you and it's like, girl, you her. Come to McDonald's, get your free Big Mac. I got you. I know everybody.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's so
You see how
sweet.
sweet he is?
That's
You
so
see
That's
that?
so sweet.
That's
Free,
sweet.
free Big Macs every day.
Nah, you ain't about to blow me up.
Large fries.
You ain't about to blow
Beside
me up
that
now.
thing. Super. They got salads over there.
Okay, but
No, they
but so
don't.
now, but now let me tell you
They
something
got
though, because you talking about, oh, he want to marry you. I I want to have children. We ain't gonna be able to afford no children on no damn McDonald's salary, honey.
If it's we, it ain't McDonald's salary. It's McDonald's salary and your salary. Them
You
y'all
right.
kids.
You right. McDonald's salary and my salary, and I make a good
Because
chunk, but
let's say you make $80,000 a year.
not up there.
He
Ain't
makes
that much. But go ahead. I'm listening.
70,000. He makes it. You make. We're just hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
You make $80,000 a year. He makes $20,000 a year. So we'll say 75. You make $75,000 a year. He makes $25,000 a year. He has a home you can live in. You ain't got to pay no rent, no mortgage. His grandmother left it. He can fix, he can fix it up himself. He's handy. He's got a car. A Tahoe can carry children, right?
It's a
That's a 3-seater. I mean, that's a 3-row seat.
it's a 99. Ain't no telling how long it's gonna last.
Yeah, but he's handy. He can keep fixing it.
I can't. I need somebody with
You
a
are
little bit
living.
more ambition than that.
You are living in a $100,000 household.
Why are you okay with settling for McDonald's? Like,
Because he ain't got no bills to pay but utilities.
I couldn't. Not a grown man. Now I can
So
understand. I can understand if you lost your job and you're just doing this to get by for now, but you're still looking for something. I need somebody like Purple Rain said, with ambition, because I want to be with somebody that's going to push me to be my best as I push you to be your best. McDonald's flipping fries and burgers. I believe society in general, they're much more. They're much more. McDonald's is a adolescent first job, getting through school, high school, maybe in your young 20s you're going to college or whatever. Okay, McDonald's is not flipping fries. Flipping fries and burgers at McDonald's is not a job that a grown adult, male or female, should have. Now, if you done worked your way up and now you know management and corporate and all that, then I applaud you. Okay, I can't be with somebody that's just content with flipping burgers at McDonald's and you 30, 40 years old. That nah, sorry.
But your initial statement was he needs to be able to take care of himself.
Yes, but you also have to have ambition. You got to have some type of ambition. Now, I just told you I left the dude because he just want to hang out and not go to work. Like,
So what if he comes home, he say, babe, they're actually considering me for the cash register.
Why does he do this? Why?
yeah,
Why?
I at least thought you
Like,
was gonna say management position. Dang.
like there. I mean, team lead come after the cash register. Once you can flip the fries, toss the fries and flip the burgers. If you can
This
start to
is a
count the
grown
money,
ass man.
Yeah.
he can take
Over
care of himself.
25. Over
He can take
25.
care. He can take care of himself. That's
Mm-mm.
what she said. She wants a man who just can take care of himself because there's no amount of money that a man needs to date her. She doesn't have a number. He just needs to be able to take care of himself.
But she
I'm
still
just
has
trying to
other
pull,
requirements. Numbers wise, she does not. There is a range. If he
but
is making that
Thank
amount of
you.
money and had it it's
Thank
hard
you.
to explain because yes,
because you
I
know a
have a
man is not
dollar
committed.
amount. I have a dollar amount because I have two children and I don't date men who don't have children unless they've told me they can't have children. I'm done having kids. So I date men with children. That's why I have a dollar amount because there's no way you can sustain you, your children, and your bills on $25,000 a year.
It's not $25,000 a year because you keep saying what he brings to sustain the children, but it's y'all.
But
You.
before we
It's both
become
of
in a
your children.
relationship, it's him. So I need to know how good you are at sustaining yourself before we become one.
I just told you he got his own place, no mortgage. He got his own car, 99 Tahoe with some 22s on it.
It's
He can fix things himself.
2024. I need him not to have a
The car,
99 Tahoe. I need him
but
to have
why do
at
you
least a
need him not?
2005 by this
But why do
point.
you need him? Right, but why do you need him not to have that? As long as
Because
you
it's
have
gonna have
what you
over
desire, he can
400,000
ride with you.
miles on it.
And ain't no telling
It
how long it's
works,
gonna last.
That part.
but it works. He can fix it. He can change the motor. Like a lot of cats are handy.
You gonna be fixing
He
it
can
all the
change the
time.
motor. He can
You
change
gonna
the
be missing out
transmission.
on work.
So basically, I'm
No,
gonna
you
be the
don't need
breadwinner
him.
and he gonna be a stay-at-home father, is what you're telling me. That's
No,
what
he
that
gonna go to
says to
work.
me.
He's providing you a home, room and board, shelter, because he already has his own place with a no mortgage. You have to pay no rent, no mortgage. He has a vehicle just in case your vehicle breaks down. He can fix your vehicle, or you can ride in his. He can pull his own weight in other ways. You wanna do something, fix something in the house. He can fix it. You want to
No,
put up a
just
fence. He can
no.
put up the fence.
Cause you trying to make it
The
different. Just
reason
no.
why the reason
No.
why is no, because I need more than the bare minimum. I like going on trips. I like going out to eat. I like doing nice things. And those
Mhm.
are all things that I do for myself. So I need my partner to be able to do them as well.
So if you can take yourself out and all he needs to do is be able to pay for his own ticket, his own. He probably can go half on the hotel. He ain't got no mortgage. All I'm saying is, I'm making a point because you say there's not a dollar amount, but you're not happy with what he has. So what does he have to make you happy?
But she is saying that we both are. But what you're only looking at is the dollar amount portion of it because you're trying to put us in that category of women whose the dollar amount means so much to them. You asked, what does a man need to be able to date us? You're only asking from the financial aspect. You're not asking as a whole. As a whole, okay, money wise, you may be mediocre or whatever, but we want way much. There are some of us women that want way much more than that because if we got our own money, your money ain't gonna mean shit to us to an extent because we're not about to be taking care of a grown ass man, especially if you got kids or whatever that you taking care of. But but at the same time, it's not going to be that much of a priority with us. But there are still other things that you still need to meet. Like she said, I'm not settling for bare minimum. I'm not settling for nobody that ain't got no aspiration to do nothing with their life. If you okay working at McDonald's because you got this old ass house and this old ass Tahoe, but you got your little money that you put in your pocket, and you're okay with just getting by, that's you. By all means, go ahead, but that's you.
So he needs to make more than 25,000, right?
Yeah, because I don't know what the hell that is.
All right. So we talk. So money. So there is a number. There's a number. So he needs to make more than 25,000. What about 30,000?
He just don't need to work in fast food, period. How about that?
He can make $25,000 working at a steel
Unless
mill.
he's the manager.
Cause
Working at a steel mill, $25,000.
you ain't
Same
making no
same pay.
Who's
25,000
making
working at a steel mill.
$25,000 working at a steel mill?
Yeah, I
Your
said,
future husband.
get the hell out of here.
And
Your
not at
future
no steel mill, they ain't.
Not at
man,
all.
you crazy. Them people ain't paying them people.
Yeah, they are.
And I know a dude that was working at a steel mill for 30 years. He was getting paid $6 an hour.
You a lie. You are
Don't
lying.
call me
You a
that. Don't
whole
call.
lie. Cause
You
I know a guy
I
that
don't
work
lie
at
to
the
y'all.
train.
I
He
don't lie to
work at
y'all.
one of them train places making 30 something an hour. So nope, you a whole lie.
I ain't believing you until I see his W-2.
So what if
Okay.
so, so with the female being with the lady's role allegedly being the helpmate, what if he has every um moral or attitude and personality and suaveness that you like, but you see he's on the fries, but you can introduce him to something different and kind of mold him to try, to do something better or bigger.
He's got to be willing.
Yeah.
He's got to be
Why they said he
willing.
ain't?
If
He
he's
just told you he just told you they was recommending him for the cash register.
That's
we talking about something bigger outside
I'm
of
just
the
saying
fast food industry.
he's letting you
oh
know
my
that he's willing to
God.
do something different.
And this is the problem with men because they want women to be on that bare minimum scale when it comes to them. And that's not, but then they want us to be traditional women. How you expect me to be a traditional woman when you make the bare minimum and you're giving the bare minimum and you have no ambition and you have no goals?
So as a man, that's why as a man I'm asking, because if any men are watching this, they can see what they can kind of learn. You're educating the men now. They can kind of learn, okay, maybe I'm not where I'm supposed to be. That's why I don't have the type of woman that I want. What goal do I need to reach for financially? Because even though I'm mentally there, personality wise there, they still don't like me financially. What number? Because if I go to a job interview, okay, I want this because I know that this curly head or this nice slick down hair, golden brown female don't like the $30,000 that I make a year. So I need to say, oh, well, I'm only accepting this job if you pay me at least this, because then I can provide the things that these young ladies want me to provide to make them happy because my personality is not enough.
But you keep saying from that financial aspect, and we're telling you it's not all about that. Like, granted, okay, if he has the mentality and he has the persona of a man that I want to be with, and he's making $30,000. I mean, okay, so the $30,000 you got your grandmama shack.
Right. And the 99 Tahoe, he's very financially fit because
Jesus.
he knows not
I
to put
want to
himself in
know
situations.
what 40-year-old man, you know what? I can't. Oh my God.
A lot of people have been left, their and their grandmothers, or
I'm not
they've
talking
been
about the
passed down.
house.
Like I
The
know.
grandma's house is fine. I'm not
Oh, okay,
tripping about the home. I'm talking about the car.
okay.
Because this 99
You know
Tahoe.
you know what's crazy. You know what's crazy.
You got a 99 Tahoe?
What you see is a man that has settled for the bare minimum because he had the 99 Tahoe in his grandmother's house.
No, I don't see a man
What?
that settled for the bare minimum. I see a man
Let
that
me
settled.
finish because you done already said bare
No,
minimum. You both
right.
said he
But
settled
it's
for bare
not just
minimum.
based off the car
Let
and the
me
Tahoe.
finish.
It's based off the
Let
fact that
me
he has
finish.
no ambition to do better so that he could do other things like trips
Let me
and
finish.
live life.
Let me finish.
Outside of flipping fries.
Right.
What I see is a man that is highly sophisticated in economics and does not put himself, because he may be sitting, even though he makes $25,000 a year, look at what his monthly bills are. And if he's saving all that money, that man can literally have way more money in his savings account whether it's stocks, savings account, bank account, checking account, credit cards. He can have way more than that man making $75,000 a year to $100,000 a year that's trying to buy everything to make everybody know that he has so much going on or he has it like that. That man may have $20 in the bank living check to check, but he makes $70,000 a year. This man making $25,000 a year. He's not in all this debt. He's able to save out of the 25,000. He's probably saving $5,000 a year in a savings account. And by the time he meets you, he might have $50,000 in his savings account. But he needs a woman because he already has the personality. He has the economical intelligence to understand that we don't put ourselves in a situation we don't belong in. So knowing that he's like that, you may be able to bring an aspect as a helpmate to this man that can introduce him to something or a life or motivation or a different skill set than he ever thought of because no one was ever there for him. But
But
he
I'm going to
still
say
never put
this.
himself
If
in check.
he's got that type of mindset, he's not working that
He's
type
not
of
what?
job.
You don't know that?
But
I
what?
know people that are homeless that used to be on they used to work on Wall Street.
But
You know people
why?
that do what?
That were homeless that used to work on Wall Street.
Yeah, because they done went bankrupt. But
Took a
why?
bad turn. Life
Why?
changed.
If you have, and I'm with you when you're right. Like the fact that you don't have a mortgage and you don't have a car payment and all that is great, because the how everything is just expensive nowadays. I get that,
Yeah.
but the fact that you are okay with working at at a fast food restaurant,
In non-management, because like I said, if he's
that's
in management, that's a difference.
yeah, flipping fries and burgers. And you are 40 years old talking about wanting to get married, but you are okay working at a fast food restaurant. I can't I can't wrap my head around that. I can't wrap my head around a grown adult working in fast food, not management, but you are wanting to establish a future.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't.
So let me tell you this. The scenario I just gave you, young man has no bills outside of utilities and his his cell phone bill, whatever. He owns everything. He works 25,000. We'll even give him the benefit of a doubt of $30,000 a year. $30,000 a year. And he has those the only bills he has. He has no debt. He has his grandmother's home and he has 99 Tahoe. This man has about, we'll even just say $15,000 in the bank. But if you like his personality, if you like the way he stands up for himself, if you may like him as a person. Stop looking at the finances. You may be able to put something in him to help him understand. Say, hey, look, the housing market is through the roof everywhere. If this is your grandmother's home, the equity in that home
Mhm.
at this point is ridiculous. His assets and his net worth is probably worth more than the dude that you're actually talking about. And he has zero debt and he
Mhm.
owns it all. That home may have somewhere around $250,000 in it. Say, babe, check this out. You passionate about this? You passionate about that? What are you passionate about? Is it cooking? Is it you just said I told you he was handy. I told you he can fix stuff.
Yeah.
Babe, this out. I don't know if you know it because a lot of time men don't know that administrative stuff. I think that women really were supposed to. That's why they call it helpmates. They're supposed to actually be the administrator to put us on. We can do the work, but we can't do the paperwork. If you say, "Look, check this out. You have no debt. This home that you have has $250,000 equity in it that you can literally pull out. You can fix things. You have this, you have this, you have this. How about this? Go start a trade school because you ain't working that many hours nowhere at McDonald's. Get you a license and let's start you a business with the equity that you have in your grandmother's home. And now this man is a business owner, but you shut him down
Mhm.
because you didn't think about nothing. None of this I just told you when I first told you that he was a fry cook at McDonald's with his grandmama house and a 99 Tahoe. Because if the right woman comes around and becomes his backbone and leads him in the right direction and show him how it's done, that man can go from that fry cook to a business owner, and that home can be something he can fix up Airbnb, rent out, and he can purchase his own home because he is a home owner and his credit is through the roof. He has no debt.
But you
Ain't
ain't. But
nobody
you.
think about that economically.
No,
That's
but
the
we
fact.
didn't. We never said that. We never said that. We
You
never
never
said
thought
anything
that.
about the money. No,
You never
who?
thought that.
I was thinking about that, but that's why we both said we need someone that has ambition.
You're
If
that
Right.
we
person.
see that we see that you are at this level, okay, and we bring it to you like, why have you never tried to excel? No one is saying that we
Let
would
me tell
not
you
take
something.
that chance,
Ain't no
but
man
Because
can listen to nobody telling them why you ain't trying to excel. There has to be a better way for you to put that verbiage to that man, because you
of
also have to
course,
understand that a man has an ego and a man has testosterone. They both act up at the same
okay,
time. They
but even saying to him something like, "Well, babe, have you ever wanted to do something different? What are your?"
mm-hmm,
Because first of all, me personally, and I'm assuming probably Jewel too, and women like us. When we meet you, we don't know where you work.
not at all. We ain't stalkers. Some people
We
they
not
might be.
even thinking about that. You ask us out on the date if we're interested in going, and we go on that date. We don't find that stuff out until the first or maybe the second date.
Man,
And
this man
at that
saw you pull up
time,
at
and
McDonald's. He saw you pull up and he said, "You cute. Let's exchange numbers." He in there with his McDonald hat on, his uniform on. He got the grease all over his shirt. He's like, "Man, you're
but
beautiful.
even if
I would
he
love
looks
to
like
call
that,
you."
if I know he's around my age, I'm not gonna automatically assume that he's just a fry cook.
So
That's not gonna be. That's
are
gonna
you
be a
giving the
question I
McDonald or
ask
you're not?
later. That's gonna be a question I ask later. But thinking about a first date, things like that, I'm not even worried about your income because I might not like your personality.
You came up to McDonald's, you brought your
Okay.
babies, and this man was in the back. You saw him fixing people hamburgers. He looked up, he was like, "Man, she's gorgeous."
Managers be in the back fixing hamburgers too. I know
Yeah,
several owners
managers
and
got different
managers of
shirt on.
McDonald's, and they be in there
Man-
working.
Managers wear a different shirt. We all know what the assembly line cook look like.
They
They
shirt could
all
have
wear the
been
same
dirty.
uniform.
They
Right.
shirt could have
Because
been dirty that day,
it could have been dirty that day. Because I'm not
So
going to
or
that
assume
man,
nothing
or
until you tell me.
they don't want to put their manager shirt on and be on the grill, so they done went and got a shirt from the back.
And I know
y'all don't know
managers
all
that have
that.
done that.
Y'all just making up stuff now.
I'm
We're
Cause
not
y'all
not,
don't
because
know
making up
I
all
know
that.
stuff.
a
Y'all
owner.
don't know all that. That man
You
come
are
up,
trying to
hey,
tell us. You were trying to
I'm
tell
trying
us
to
that
ask
we
you.
would not. But you're not listening to what we're saying. You were trying to
You're
tell
the
us that
ones who
we ain't
said
gonna
he
date
settled
a
for the bare
man.
minimum as a fry cook. I gave you the layout. He owned his home. He has a 99 Tahoe. His
But
grandmother left it.
but listen.
$25,000 a
But
year.
what
Wait
we
a minute.
said, what
I understand what
we
you said, but listen to the facts. I gave you
yeah.
a scenario and then I let you talk. I let you downplay this man. And then I came back and told you how much this man net worth is. And
But
then
his,
now
but that could have
your
been his
story
net.
changed. Do
But
you understand
all
that
we
now your story
said,
has changed?
But I don't care
no,
about that being his
no.
net worth because his net worth is not what I'm interested in. I'm still gonna be wondering why that man don't want to excel past where he's at.
Because
Why?
he doesn't have his better half to help him. You're the better
And then
half. You
we,
just won't give him his
but
phone
then
number.
we, but we also said that he has to be willing to.
That part.
You have to be willing to want to accept that somebody is putting into you so that way you can grow. You have to be willing to accept that. You have to be receptive of that, because if you are comfortable and complacent working at McDonald's being a fry cook, I am not going to invest myself, because how the hell are we going to build each other up? If you are okay with that, how are you going to push me to my full potential so that way we can grow with each other, if you're okay with settling for that?
Because he has over $250,000 worth of worth.
He don't know that though. If that's
He does know it. You don't know it.
But that quarter million
Do you
dollar
know how
worth
many
of
when you
worth,
own a home, do you know how many letters people receive to their home when you're a homeowner of people trying to purchase your home? So if he's a
especially
homeowner,
now.
he's received a lot of letters with offers to purchase his home. but it's his grandmother's home. He doesn't want to get rid of it. But if he learns about the equity, don't get rid of the home. And we have an entire plan about that. We take some equity and we can start this for you, and boom, boom, boom. That's why it's called better half. It's like y'all not understanding. Y'all know y'all shot
He
him
is
down.
creating a scenario that would
We
never
but
happen in
we
life.
Oh,
You
No.
we're understanding, but you see what you're saying. Oh, he has this equity. We could take it out and build, and we could grow a business. That's what we're saying. They have to be willing to do that, because even in that, you are still building yourself up. But if you're just sitting there, not even thinking about, oh yeah, I know my house can be worth, however many hundreds of thousands of dollars because of the piece of land that it's on, the area that it's on, it might be historical. I may know that, but if I'm just sitting there, I'm not doing anything about that to excel, because it's okay. I don't have bills, and I don't have a mortgage. I don't have a car payment. I'm okay with working at McDonald's. I'm just going to stay right where I'm at. No.
What percentage of the bills do you expect to pay in a relationship?
Now, honestly, me personally, because I pay all my shit by myself now.
We're not talking about now. In a
But so
relationship.
I'm saying, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I don't mind paying half of the bills if you are helping, because a lot of nowadays, people expect for both sides to pay half of the bills, but you also expect for that woman to cook, to clean, to clean up after the kids and all that. It don't work that way. Ain't no way I should be required to pay half of the bills and still take care of the household. If we gonna do 50-50, we doing 50-50 all the way around the board. Okay, I'm paying half the bills. All right, tonight you can cook dinner. Okay, today you can get the kids ready for school. All right, this weekend you can clean. Like, it's 50-50 around the board. I don't mind paying half the bills, but you gonna meet me halfway all the way around the table.
Mhm.
Right. So you're upstairs, right? In the bed. Everybody's sleeping good. The kids are upstairs, tucked in nice and gently. We're gonna assume their rooms are clean, even though they're never clean. But everybody's just having the most amazing sleep on earth. And then downstairs, splat, there's a major noise. You running downstairs, or you gonna wake him up and say, babe, I just heard something downstairs. You gonna go check that out?
I'm gonna run downstairs. The
I
hell?
got my gun, so I'm gonna
And
check
yeah,
downstairs.
and your ass better be running
So
behind me too.
so
I'm gonna run
That
down there, but
part.
you better be running behind me though.
so you gonna have you got a man, a grown man, able body, the type of man you like. He folds you up, jumps off the dresser. And when you hear a noise downstairs, it sounds like it may be somebody that crept into your home. You're gonna jump up and just run downstairs.
No, I'm gonna wake him up too. We both gonna wake up and we gonna both check it together. Cause I'm not
Because
sending him downstairs by himself either. One of us is gonna back the other one up. That's why I keep a gun by in my nightstand.
But it's your turn to go downstairs.
No, there is not no turn. We both going. Let's go.
So are
especially
you
if you give it a
are you
scenario like that, like to where it
Right.
man,
sounds like
ain't
someone,
no
so
man,
it
no
sounds
man is
like
gonna
someone
want
has
his
just
wife. If a
broke
man
into our
allows you to
house.
go downstairs with him, then you need to go find you another man. Ain't no man. A man is his natural essence in life is a protector and a
You
provider.
know what? That used to be the case. There are
First thing
men
you
that are
should
scared
do
of
is,
mice and bugs now. Nope. Mm-mm.
why would you
Nope.
So
date him?
okay,
Why
Purple
would you date
Rain,
him?
you married?
No, I'm single. I'm
You're single.
divorced.
Okay,
Yeah.
how long have you lived by yourself
10 years.
with your children?
Yep.
All right, there goes your answer. There are women that have been by ourselves. We've had to protect ourselves. So that's just going to come natural. When you have the girls that are used to people taking care of them and have never had the responsibility of taking care of themselves, that's going to be the girl that's going to be up there. Oh, babe, something's going on. I'm going to
I
stay
gotta
right
put
here.
it. It's on my other card, so I gotta do it.
So
You can't expect a woman to not react a certain type of way if she's
who's
already
the
had
leader in
to
the
do
house?
that for so
Who's the
long.
head of the
My
home?
my man gonna be the head of the household.
How is he the head?
Always.
The head is the leader, right?
Yeah, Yeah.
So why would the leader not be allowed to do leadership stuff? That's like saying
He's allowed to. I said I'm gonna back him up.
Period.
he is to protect you. Your job isn't to protect him.
We're partners though.
You're a helpmate
Because guess what? If he go
We're
down there,
partners.
if he go down there and
if he
get
needs your
shot,
help.
then what? If
Right,
he
because
go
if
down
he
there and
goes
get
down there
shot,
and that part,
and I'm sitting up in the bed because I'm scared, the hell they gonna come upstairs and shoot me too, dummy.
If he gets shot, then he occupied that person long enough for you to try to figure something out for you to take care of yourself. Of course, you would be a second line defense to your children, but he is the first line of defense to the family.
We both going down there, cause baby,
I'm not risking losing my man because somebody crazy done broke into our house. We both
You
going.
ain't gonna no. You stay. You sit in your soft feminine
uh-uh.
nature as a damsel in distress. Let that
We
man go
going.
check.
We both going
There's
down there and giving each other eye signals of you go and you come from that end, I'm gonna go from this end. No.
so
See,
so
who?
so
What?
taking what
Why?
you're
Why
saying,
do you want the woman to be a damsel in distress in that situation?
that's what she's supposed to be.
What?
Man, stop.
Of course,
Sometimes being a helpmate is just that, being a ride or die and being a partner. That is part of being a helpmate.
let me tell you something.
Because if I can help you, if I can help you pay bills, why can't I help you protect our home?
That part.
I'm going to always put you in your position as being the leader of the home, as taking the lead, as being dominant and my being submissive. But my being submissive doesn't mean that I have to be soft. I can still act in my femininity and still understand and be a help in protecting our home,
You cutting the
especially if we
grass
have
too?
kids in the home. Oh, I'm from Jersey, but
You
my
gonna you gonna
grandmama got a
change the
whole bunch of
tires?
land. I know how to cut
You gonna
grass. I
replace
know
I
the
how
know
to
how
cut
to
doors?
do all of
lawns.
that. What if
You gonna
he's
put up
at work and it
you gonna put
happens?
up the
I'm doing it.
sheetrock? You gonna put up the sheetrock? You gonna repair the roof when it needs repairing? Like there's a
That sounds like
lot
We're
of
gonna
fun.
hire
things that a
somebody
man
for a
is.
roof.
That
My
sounds like
You're
husband's not
not
fun.
getting up
hiring
on the
nobody
roof either.
because
That
there
sounds
you
like
go.
fun.
Yeah, I just told you this man is handy. He can fix things. He can do things. He doesn't have to go spend all that money on somebody to pay them when he can do it himself. And since you're going half on everything around the table, then that means you're helping fixing everything that he needs to fix.
I'm
You
gonna
need to repair the hot water heater.
climb up
You
that
need to
ladder
help
and
change
pass you
that
whatever you
motor.
need.
You need to help change that transmission. You need to help change the oil. You need to, it's all more than about just help with the kids, help with the cooking. Y'all look at the help with everything that y'all need help with because, oh, we're going to help. Woo, 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 woo. But there's an essence that a man brings when it comes. There's people who don't even bother women when they know a man lives there. Women can become a target when they know you're alone. He's a natural security guard, whether you know it or not. He brings you peace, whether you know it or not.
Of
He
course.
brings you stability,
Of
right?
course.
But you don't want to go bring him a plate.
Who said?
Who?
I just said help because we're both working. There are days where I work 12-hour days.
And baby,
Because you're single.
my job is
No, no, no.
whew,
Because
Even
you're
when I was
single.
married, I'm in the beauty industry. There are days when I work 12-hour days. I
mm,
am a celebrity stylist. There are days when I work 12-hour days.
Those are choices, though. So if that man made enough to pay all the bills, how much would you work?
I would still work because I love what I do
How much would you work?
just as much as I work now.
I kind of figure out the problem that we got in the culture. We don't know roles.
but why are you saying that we don't know roles when we have both said we will allow a man to be
To
head
be a
of the
man.
household? But just because we
How?
are allowing them to be a man doesn't mean that we have to be soft.
You don't allow a man to be a man. A man's a man because you just said that you're going to be half of the man that he is.
No, you
Because everything that he does, you're going to do. You're going to go downstairs. He's going to go downstairs. You're going to cut the grass. He's going to cut the grass. Did you not just say that?
All
Everything a
we're
man
saying
wants to
is that if
do.
there is a chance, if there is a reason why he can't do it, or if he needs help with it, just like we're asking help with the kids and the dishes, we can do it too. I
But he
am
may
not
not ask you
solely
for it.
relying on my partner. I'm just I believe in roles, yes, but at the same time, it doesn't have to do with what things are done around the house. Cause some of those things I can do too. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that I can't help.
Nobody's saying you can't help. Nobody's saying he can't help.
But that's exactly what that's how you're making it seem like, because we want to
That part.
help, that we don't understand our role as a woman. We're not letting him be the man that he is, because we want to help him perform those masculine tasks.
First thing I ask you, I say, if you heard noises downstairs in the middle of the night, what you gonna do? You said you're running downstairs.
Because why
I
would
said
I?
I'm
That ain't your
grabbing my
job.
gun and going behind
That ain't your
him.
role.
But you know why? Because
You,
we think we're being considerate. You're looking at it as the fact that we're trying to take on that manly role. We're looking at it from the consideration aspect. Why am I going to wake him up if I know I can go down there myself? Why am I
that's
going to
so crazy.
disrupt his sleep if I know I could go down there
That's
myself?
because it's his job. It's his role. It's not your role to run downstairs. And now he got to come down there, and because some man done overpowered you, or you done. It is his role. Your role is to wake him up. His role is to go make sure everything is good. He's the man of the house. He's the leader. You don't lead and then say, "Oh, well, come behind me." If you walking in front of him, who's protecting who?
I never said I was walking behind him. I said I was walking behind him, not in front of
Talking to
him.
Jewel, she said she didn't. She was being considerate
If
and not waking him up
if
and
that's
running downstairs because she heard a noise.
if that's my natural reaction, then hey, I'm sorry. Eh,
We got to fix the reaction.
So
Everybody
you,
has a role, and
but
I think if we learn roles, and I ain't saying that because it might be my role to cook every day, and it may be your role to go get the kids every day. So I just think we got to understand roles. But when it comes to natural roles, that man is the protector and the provider.
so you feel like a man should protect the woman and pay all the bills in the home.
He should be a provider
What, in what
and protect
aspect?
But
everybody in the home.
In what
okay, so
aspect
what
of
does it mean
provider?
to be a provider? Is he paying 100% of the bills?
So as far as providing me, I think that in this generation, because we have to speak on the average, I feel like a man should find a way to be able to pay as much as he possibly can, and she should pay as less that's available.
But you said,
Because this generation ain't our grandfather's generation where they paid $37 for rent. You know, like the inflation has gone through the roof, and we all know that as black people, we're underprivileged when it comes to positions. Like I got a job, and this white guy got the same job. And what's so crazy was when I got hired at the median income for a black man, and he got hired at the median income for a white man because he was a white man. He literally came in with the same role I had and made $10,000 more a year than me. So it's like we're not gonna act like things are
equal.
not fair.
Hmm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Things aren't fair. So
No.
we have to deal with what we got to deal with. But as a woman, you should be able to choose the type of man you want to date that coincides with what you feel provision is.
But can I ask you
Because if
how
you
that's
feel like a man, if you feel like a man paying 50-50 is helping you provide, or if you feel like a man paying 100% is your provider, you have to find your provider. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone has their own definition of what their provider is. I don't think a man should ever be 45 and she's 55. But at the same time, I just met a woman who was extremely excited about her husband she just married. She made $700,000 a year. He made 75. What if he provided her with
peace?
a life,
Sure.
not even that. What if he provided her that too? But what if he provided her with a life that allowed her to go to school and get the education and the dream job that she wanted, and then all of a sudden her finances were exploding to that 700,000. He may have been making that 75,000 when she was making zero, but he allowed her to go through school. So he provided for her. But even though that she's making 700,000 now, they're still in the same place they've been living in. He's still her provider. He provided that lifestyle that she has.
Yes, but can I ask you, you're saying from the providing standpoint, we have to look at our culture as it is in this day and age. What is the difference in being a protector? Do you have kids?
Whoo, I got them.
Do you have girls?
Yep,
Did you not teach your
2, 3
girls how,
actually.
have you not taught your girls how to protect themselves? Because there won't always be
Oh,
somebody around.
right. Of course, protect themselves.
So what's
But
the
I also let them
difference?
know they also know that when my because I got sons, they also know they don't have to protect themselves when my boys are there
But
because my
if
boys understand that they protect.
if your girls are in their home with their husband or boyfriend or whatever, and your sons aren't around, do you not think that them girls ain't gonna naturally react? I have to defend myself.
Boyfriend and a husband. That boyfriend and husband takes the place of the sons. He's the or the father.
But do you think?
He's now the protector.
But I would like you to ask your girls the same question that you just asked us, because a woman who is taught how to defend herself, that it's going to be a natural reaction. It's going to be a natural
A woman
reaction.
that also a woman that also is trained in her role is going to understand that that's not her role to go see what's going on downstairs. My girls can protect themselves when it comes down to it, but when it ain't down to it, then the other person need to play their role. They understand that.
And what if the
They don't.
husband's
They
not
don't.
there?
What?
Or
There's nobody to tell go downstairs.
what if the
You,
husband has a broken arm?
well, he better get that broken arm up and use the left one or the right one, whichever one working. It's still his role. He knew that arm broke.
I just feel
He
like
bet. He bet.
it's like it's contradicting. You're saying, okay, in one aspect we have to live in this day and age now, but in the other aspect, no, a woman has to play her role. Like how?
Everybody just has to know their role. There's always things can always become circumstantial. Like things can always there can always be a place where you have to what they call it like those people who get on stage and they don't really have a script and they just
Impulsive.
what they call it? Huh?
Like what they say something on impulse, act on impulse.
No, it's not impulse. It's another word, but
Oh, I don't
go
know.
off script basically. When you just go off script and make up something, there's always a
Freestyle.
chance.
Shit.
It's it's a whole little thing where they do. It's like almost like a comedy. But there's a way to go off script, and you have to understand that and be prepared to go off script. But you have to have structure. Like I'm real big on structure and discipline. So there's an order to everything because I'm a firm believer in if there is no order, then there is disorder. That's the only way it can be. If you don't
Everything
have
from small
order,
to
there's
double
disorder.
extra large. Take advantage of free shipping.
What is that?
What you ordering?
Purple rain.
I'm not ordering
What you
Trying to
ordering?
anything.
get that free
Nah, them
shipping.
people said
Trying
take
to get that
advantage
new
of free
rose.
stripping. I mean free shipping.
It
But
was my
you
phone. I clicked on
look,
something
look,
on my phone and it went to that. It was on YouTube.
we we got Jewel ready to strip and Purple Rain ordering roses.
Right?
Y'all a mess.
We about to have a girls' night.
But I'm just a firm believer in roles. Like if you walk up to the door, if we go into a restaurant, I'm grabbing the door. I don't want you to open the door for me because that's like emasculating me. Like I really want to like that makes me feel like a man, and that's also like me providing and protecting you. You know what I'm saying? Like when I open that door, I don't want you opening my door for me. When we go to get in the car, I go to your side, I open your door for you. I let you in the car, you get in, you pull your dress out the way, and I close the door. There's roles, and those roles make us feel empowered when you know your role and play your role, you actually feel more empowered than when you share your role. Because if I go up to Ruth Chris and you open the door for me, I feel a little bit. I'm like, ooh, I feel weird. I'm like, oh no, you go ahead, and I'm gonna grab the door and say, babe, go ahead. Or I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna open it up and I'm gonna give you that look, and you're gonna know I got it. And then you're gonna walk in, and then I take back my power. But I can't have you taking my power because if you know your role, then you know how to stroke my ego. Just be my damsel in distress. Let me save you.
So if you open your car door and your lady gets in, sits down, you close her door, and she lean over and open your door, that's gonna make you feel some type of way.
No, I took care of her, and she appreciated me, and so she decided to take care of me. That's a role.
So when
She doesn't walk me to my side of the car, and then I get in the car, and then I open the door for her. That ain't her role.
but if you go downstairs to see what's in the kitchen, what done made that loud noise, and I come behind you just to check, make sure you good.
I promise I'll be pissed off. I promise I'll be pissed off.
But how? Because that ain't no different than me sitting in the car
That's the difference
and
between
leaning over and
testosterone.
opening your door.
That's the difference between testosterone and estrogen.
But that's
Now,
that's a you take care of me,
listen,
I'm gonna
now
take
listen,
care of you.
right? But if I go downstairs and you don't hear a tussle, chill out till I get back and tell you what it was. If I go downstairs and there's a tussle, then that's different. That's like, okay, let me go grab the gun because now I may need you to grab the gun. But if I go down, check things out, make sure everything is okay, check the cat, boom, boom, come back upstairs, baby, it's cool. That's just the dog got out the cage. And you're
Okay.
gonna be like, thanks, sweetheart. And I'm gonna feel like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? He might get you a little bit before we go to bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then you're gonna have some. You might have that one man that goes down there and be like, "Oh, it's just a dog that got out the cage." Now he come back upstairs because now he pissed because you don't woke him up out his sleep and he got to get up for work in 2 hours, and now he can't
Nah,
get back to
nah,
sleep.
you with the wrong man. You with the wrong man. Ain't no man supposed to get mad because you ask him to protect you. If you were the man that gets mad because you ask him to protect you, then you with the wrong man.
I don't know because
You with the wrong man
I ain't been with one of those yet.
that get upset because your man wants you to protect him.
No, I'm saying I ain't been with one of those men that got upset because I asked him to do something because I probably
Right.
mm-mm.
Well, we done talk way past the bedtime. We've learned today that we don't know our roles.
I knew he was gonna say that.
And that is
Man.
the biggest disconnect in the village is we don't know our roles.
That's what you wanted to say.
What do you
That's
mean?
what you wanted to say.
Go back and look at the video. And it's all there. Y'all just said, I want to protect my man, and your man don't want to protect him. You don't want the fry cook that's worth over $250,000. We don't know
He
our
don't even
roles.
know he's worth $250,000.
Man.
Help him know.
We
He done
ain't
told you he owned his grandmama house. He told you he owned his grandmama house. He told you he owned his car. He ain't in no debt, and he make $30,000 a year. You should know that man is everything.
we ain't say that we ain't want him because he only makes $30,000.
Right. That is not what we said.
He don't got no aspirations
That
to be
man can
better.
sell. That man can take the equity out of his grandma house and purchase his own McDonald's franchise.
Okay, let's do it.
And teach everybody how to be the best fry cooks in the world.
Then let's do
all because
it.
he met you. All because he met you and you fell in love with his personality and you showed him how to take everything that he currently has and turn it into gold.
He has to have the ambition to do it.
Okay, Jay.
I love y'all. I appreciate y'all.
We love you too.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah.
I gotta work in the morning. I done drunk enough coffee. Y'all done got me all. I'm finna go ask everybody what their role is now.
Bye, Jay.
Good night, y'all.
Women are protecting black men, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. No. We ain't going with that. All right, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a good night.
Bye, you too.